Hey guys, it's me Kate again. So in this video, I'll be showing you my reading spreadsheet for 2023. This time I used the um, Google Sheets. I usually did my spreadsheet in Excel, but uh, it was really uh, hard to put things that I read on my phone, such as ebooks or audiobooks, directly into to the spreadsheet because it was on my laptop. And on my laptop, um, it's my it's different. It's literally saved on my laptop. So when I didn't have my laptop with me, I couldn't um, put anything in. But if you didn't know, Google Sheets is connected to your Google Drive or Google One or G1, however it's called now, and you can sync it across all devices you have your Gmail on, which also means both on my phone and my laptop. So let's begin. So if you see here, I put just some random stuff just to see if everything is working properly. So this first column is for title of the book. Then the second column is for the author. Then you have month, which means month you read the book in. These are just randomly selected ones. I didn't care which one is which, but ideally, this for the first you will start with January, not March. Um, and then we have a format, so it's if it's ebook, audiobook, or physical book. Then we have pages read. This means that, for example, if book is 500 pages and you DNF'd it at page 100, in this column you'll only count it will only you'll put those 100 pages that you are actually read, not the entire book. So okay, this delete. Considering so these hours listened means how many hours have you listened for of an audiobook as you and then you have book length. um so how long is a book? Again, these were all randomly selected because um I had to check if uh, things you'll see later on are working properly. Then we have main genre, so is it historical fiction, fantasy, contemporary, romance? You'll just select from drop down. Then we have notable subgenre, so if a book is contemporary romance, for main genre you'll put romance, and then you'll put contemporary romance. As you can see, here they don't match, but I was randomly selecting them, so I didn't really care if they match or not. And we have age category, which means basically is it targeted for uh, YA audience, adult audience, or middle grade audience. So you'll put just here. And also, middle grade and children's are same uh, thing you can choose because um, if you're not sure if the book is targeted to middle grade or children's audience, so you can just put both in. Then you have publisher. So basically, what publisher publish it, but you'll notice that there is just put this out the way. There is option other, but that's because um, uh, mostly I have big US and UK publishers and also Croatian publishers, which means that if it's literally published by some other publishing house, I don't have it in the drop down, so you just put other and it will count it as another publisher which wasn't on uh, the list in the drop down. Then we have publication year, so which year the book was published in. You'll quickly figure out that it's mostly by decades, and then we have 2021, 2022, and 2023 separately. Mostly because it was really hard to keep track of stuff when 2011 to 2020 was individual years, and you had then 2021, 2022, 2023. So that's while the mostly uh, others are in the decade, and then you have those three separately. And yeah, then we have is it a reread? So you'll just select yes or no. Really straightforward. Then we have series or standalone. Uh, you'll just put is it a standalone only in the series. Then we have if it is in a series, is it first, in the middle, or last? It literally says in the first line, and you'll just literally select is it first in the series, in the middle of the series, or last in the series. Then you have DNF or not. Of course, you'll just put yes or no. In this case, they're both were yes, but and here is where you put me in the DNF reason because I was randomly selecting everything. Uh, there was nothing here, but of course, if you DNF book, you'll put it in here. Then we have the, of course, to so we have date started and date finished. That's important because it will calculate in how many days you read. Let's put uh, so in this case it took you 240 days to DNF a book. Of course, it will only work. Of course, if you DNFing a book, it won't take you this long, but it will just calculate. Then this is language read in. So, in which language did you read the book? You will have you have a bunch of languages to choose from, but if you read some other language which isn't here, you just put other and easy peasy. Oh, we have is it translated? So again, yes or no question. And if it is, in which is the original language of the book, so you'll just put language. In this time I put Japanese, even though I put randomly, uh, even though I randomly selected all. And then we have LGBTQ plus rep, and in this you'll just select does it have it or does it not, because you'll see specifically you have here drop down, so for and you select something to see. Of course, Nikon, if it's some other identity, I'll put other. So then you have disability rep. Uh, again, again, yes or no, and then you have specifically what kind of disability it is. Then you have is outer white black or Asian. I didn't want to put specific ethnicities here because uh, it's sometimes hard to um, figure out, ex- especially if uh, they not they're not say. But if you put, for example, South Asian, it will just show this red thingy here. But when you go to reading charts, it will show this, even though it won't show on uh, dashboard, but uh, it will show up on the charts. Then we have uh, is outer male, female, or other. I put other because sometimes other can be uh, non-binary, gender queer, and stuff like that. But also I put other in case of, for example, if the book was co-authored by male and female author, you could put again. It will show this red thingy here, but it will show up on the charts, but won't in dashboard because dashboard only counts if it's female, male, female, or other. But if you want to see it show up on the dashboard, you just put in other. So, and then you have is it new to you or old to you? Author again, you just put old or new. Then you have is author part of LGBTQ plus community, yes or no. Of course, if you don't know, you'll just put in I don't know, and it won't count it, but it will show up on the charts. Then you have out of nationality again, a bunch of them in drop down, and you'll see that one of the options is Bosnian Muslim, mostly because Bosnia has three ethnicities: Croatian, Serbian, and Bosnian Muslims. So you'll just put it here. And that's why it's mostly for me because I live in Croatia, so I know. But yeah, Then you have is it own voices for any kind of representation, so yes or no. Then where it's source from, so it can be borrowed from script. Then we have owned, for example, Audible, Storytel, Publisher, NetGalley, LibreFM, or wherever you source your books from, you can just add it. Then we have pace of the book. Is it was it medium, slow, fast, and stuff like that? And then we have was it for a readathon, yes or no? And then if it was for readathon, for which one? And if it was for that readathon, which prompt did it fulfilled? And here we come to really interesting things. So you'll see that each of these has a drop down because, for example, you put characters on 6, atmosphere on 1, writing on 2, plot on 8, and enjoyment on 5. You'll get a rating from uh, literally 0 to 10. And it will just, as you can see, be for in this case 4.4. And to know how many stars it is, you'll go on to rating cheat sheet, which tells me that 4.4 is 2 stars. So in this case, we'll put 2. And then for this other book, hypothetical book, we'll put in characters on 9, atmosphere on 0, writing on 7, plot on 2, and enjoyment on 3. We get 4.2. And in the rating cheat sheet, it says that from 1.5 to 4.4 it's 2 stars, which means another 2-star book. Even though it has better ratings than the first one, it's still 2-star. It still has smaller rate. Uh, it's still the same amount of stars, and rating is less. And then you'll see that last column is for is it a favorite or not, but you'll see not counted. So that's specifically for books that you reread. So it does not count it towards favorites or not favorites. I'll just not count them, and it will be in the not counted section of everything. And then we have on reading dashboard. Here we have total books read. It says 3, even though I didn't delete April. I did delete April. Oh, it says to count if January. So total books read is sourced from uh, this uh, these two of months. Then we have books finished. Those are those books that DNF or not DNF or DNF section uh, that were selected with no books DNF or same section but with yes. And then we have total pages read. It will source from uh, that pages read column. how many pages did you read. And if you have average per book, it will just average how many pages you read per book. Average per month, it will average how many pages you read per month. And average per day, how many pages you read per day. It says 365, but if it's but we know that some years have 366 days, but we want to but this will be correct to for 3 out of 4 years. So we have ratings in stars. For example, if it's 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, and 2 stars, we saw that we have two stars, and then we have 1 stars, and this average rating will just average how ratings. Then we have and how many books were for readathon, how many were own voices, how many for how many author was part of LGBTQ plus community, and how many of them were translated. Then we have new to me author and old to me author, and then author's nationality. So then we have month. So in which month the books was read, and how many books were read in that month, and the average how many books you read per month. Then this is just days per book. It will tell you how many days it took you per book. The other way to calculate this is just to go and average out the book read in X days column, but I just put it that it divides number of books with 365. Then where it is was sourced, where the book was sourced from, and that's it. Then we have book format is was physical, ebook or audiobook. Then age range, was it adult, male, early children's, or young adult. And then we have publication year. It will tell you in which decade or year a book was published, and then we have language read in which language was book read in. And we have main genre, how many books are in that genre, and notable subgenre. You have other because some of them I can't remember on top of my head. So we have first time reading it or reread. Is it standalone in a series? If it is in a series, uh, is it first book in a series, in the middle of the series, or last book in a series? And then we have how many pages you read in a month per month, and then we have pages in a book, that's that book length section, and how many books have that number of pages. And we have kind of LGBTQI uh, QIA plus rep, a number of books with that rep. I input other here because uh, it will be counted in charts, so there was no point. And then we have author's gender, author's race, and then publisher. And then, as you can see, we have favorite. If you say yes, no, favorite. If you put in yes, it will show up here. If you put in a no, it will show up here. And if you put not counted, it will just tell you how many books were not counted for uh, favorites. Then we have base of the book, and kind of disability rep, and that's it. Right now we'll go in A1. And then we have reading charts, which are literally charts. So you have several lines of three. What's this? When you put in this, it will just show you from where it's sourced from. But sometimes you'll see. And that's for charts. And then we have a reading cheat sheet, which you see. And then we have rating categories from 1 to 10, for example, even though it's really 0 to 10. But as I said, it's really 0 to 10. But you have 0 to 3, that's really bad. 4 to 6, it's mediocre. 7 to 9, it's really good. And then 10 is outstanding. Then we have number of ratings, so it will just tell you how many times did you put rating of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we have ratings, so that's that rating column in book info. It will so you just check here. So 1.0 to 1.4 is 1 star, 1.5 to 4.4 is 2 stars, 4.5 to 6.4 is 3 stars, 6.5 to 8.4 is 4 stars, and 8.5 to 10 is 5 stars. And here you have rough guide of the ratings. And that's it for this video. If you like, please like, share, and subscribe. Down below you have my social media, my email, and some other stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.